Hope. It's a word that carries the weight of the future. It connects us as humans. But hope isn't something that just happens. It's created by people who dare to work for a better world. It's often born out of pain and struggle. It's defiant in the face of violence and injustice. Right Livelihood Laureates remind us that hope isn't passive, it's active.
Welcome to the interview series, How to Mobilize Change. My name is Parisa Amiri, and here, during 4 30-minute interviews, we will learn the engaging stories of this year's Right Livelihood Laureates. And now, let me introduce, it is an honor, we have with us Anabela Lemos. Welcome. And congratulations, definitely.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here with us in Stockholm. I think we all know why you're here today, but I'm curious about your life before you went into environmental justice.
I was born and grew up in Mozambique during colonial days, and I always saw injustice around me, and I'm very curious, and I did enjoy seeing the injustice and the unbalanced world I live. Then Mozambique became independent, and all of us, we dream, we hope for a country that was going to be different, and things change as years went by, and we come to first environmental issues, destruction on environmental all around the world and in Mozambique. And then I came to see the same patterns of injustice, the poor being discriminated, and that's when we start raising our voice and decided that we need to do something.
Can you tell us about that story of when you decided you would dedicate your life to environmental justice?
During my life, I always was very involved on environmental issues and educate my kids to be people that are just and respectful. And in end of the 90s, there was this project transforming cement kiln in an incinerator. At the time, I was living in Matola near the cement kiln, and I knew the pollution already and the effect of the pollution of the cement kiln to the people around us. So we decided to mobilize and start fighting to not allow the incineration to be built. And we managed, after 2 years, we stopped, and that created a movement in Mozambique, the first environmental and social movement. So we decided, by then I think we became activists. We involve family, friends, and neighbors. So it's like it grew on you. And during those 2 years and a half until we finally, the pesticides were exported, many people come to us for help in issues of environmental. So by the time we win this battle, we had too much work in our hands. At the same time, we find out about a dam that's going to be built in the Zambezi. And all this, it became like part of me and many of us. And until today, it's like what I am and what many of us are.
But I'm curious, what made you convinced that you could achieve change?
I do believe each of us can make a difference. And together, things can happen. It's very frustrated because many times you work and you go against walls and nothing happens, but you can't give up, because if you look into history, you see so many things change from the will, people, movements, and get together to do something. Slavery, women's rights, and all those long time battles. You don't change things in a day. So we need to be prepared for that.
Do you actually think of yourself as an activist, or just a human rights defender, or maybe just an engaged citizen? How do you think about this?
I think of myself as an environmental justice activist. You cannot protect the environment without thinking about the people, because people are part of the environmental. So that it's everything together. And I feel as I am activist because it's my way of being, and many of us that I know are like that. It's not a job or something that you choose. It becomes you without you realize. It's like creeps on you, and there's nothing you can do.
And often the professional and the private life mix together. And I know there's this story about how your family actually came together to fight for environmental justice. How did that happen?
It was my son that I need help. I was working. And when we start the incineration, I need someone to go and beat doors and talk to people and mobilize. He had finished grade 12, he was waiting to go to university. I said, okay, you're gonna start, and he did, and he enjoyed it. Then it's my granddaughter, and you cannot be an activist if your family doesn't support you. Because you have hours of working, you have your normal work, like I had all my life, my normal work, and then after my normal work, I need to do other work, you know. So you have to involve the family, and family need to know what you're doing and what's your dedication, and accept that. And luckily you have a family that does accept what we were or what we want and believe in us.
And today, currently, what do you see as the biggest threats to a safe and healthy environment in Mozambique?
The bigger threats are the foreign investments. And the foreign investment is the reason of the corruption, is the reason of what is happening in Mozambique at this moment. I don't know if you know, we are going through a very big crisis post-elections, and people are on the road for like over a month because they lost their land, they lost their access to river, they lost their livelihood. And the young people don't see any future because the bigger investors come, they grab the land, they explore the resource that exists, and they export. And the only ones winning or getting something is a small elite from the government. So the situation in Mozambique at this moment is really bad.
Since the presidential election in October in Mozambique, there has been general unrest, there has been extreme police brutality. How has this affected yours and Ja's work?
It's a lot. First, we worry about the people in the rural areas, our workers that live in our focal points. We are in constant communication. In town, where we have an office, only 3 people from Ja lives in the city, so all the other lives out of Maputo, so they work from house. So we're waiting for news, because the news comes, okay, tomorrow we're going to stop everything. Tomorrow, everyone going to go 8 o'clock, put the cars on the street, stop. Or tomorrow we go to the road. So we wait for the news, and then we decide, okay, everyone stay at home. We work from home, we contact, we call and all that. That's what but it's affecting, of course it is.
And I know one of the biggest projects for Ja is the Say No to Gas campaign.
Yes.
This is targeting the construction of pipelines in northern Mozambique for natural gas, as it's called. But what makes these projects so dangerous for both people and the environment?
First is the issue of climate crisis that we live today. We know very well that we're living in this crisis because of emissions. And then having any new project of fossil fuels, gas, oil, or coal, it will increase emissions. And if you really want to deal with the climate crisis, we need to stop fossil fuels. And everyone knows. We have COPs, we are in COP 29, and the talks are really beautiful, but the actions, nothing. And the gas and the oil carry on. So this specific project, the gas in Mozambique, first, it grabbed the land, the access to the sea, the livelihood of millions of people. And not only that, because it came with big promise to the people in the province, the young people become very frustrated because they didn't have the so-called promised jobs and better life. And then suddenly this creates an environmental of insurgency. Now it's like attacks and killing constantly. On top of that, the project itself is a carbon bomb, as we call. And it's not only for Mozambique, it could be missions, they don't ask borders or have passports to go from one place to another. Everyone going to feel that. And I think that's very irresponsible to do a project at this moment, the crisis we are living today, like that.
And the French oil company Total Energies is one of the main players
Yes.
in the construction of these pipelines for natural gas. And now the EU Commission is calling for Total Energies to be held accountable for alleged abuses by their security forces during these projects. But what impact do you hope that these inquiries can have on affected communities?
I think first, the community is affected by this project. And there's a lot of human rights violations, many other things. But this specific article of Politica, I think that's what you're talking about. That was a research done by Alex Perry, and this was horrible. They put people inside a container and they treat them like not even animals. You don't treat anyone like that. And the issue here is that we are demanding an investigation to know if Total knows or not. Total says they don't know anything. But let's face it, you have a compound, a block with people inside. You have army, Mozambican army, paid by Total, and you don't know anything. So, okay, let's see. Let's go and investigate, and we hope that this investigator takes the responsibility people to court, to whatever international law exists, because they have to pay what they did. This is not something that you close your eyes. There are many things has been going under the carpet. Many rapes, many violations, people disappear. Enough is enough, and I think this article and this research come to the point that I don't think that we should move forward without, and that is for governments, for parliamentarians, for the companies, without really knowing what happened.
And can you tell us a bit more just about the violations they are allegedly doing, energy companies in Mozambique?
It's not them, you can't say it's them, it's the army or other people, because the difficulty is to get the proofs. One thing we know that it's like people disappear. People receive compensation and then disappear. Many cases of that. But families are too scared to go and complain because they disappear either by the police or by the military. So you live in a no-land place, so people are scared. We have one case that it's over for 3 years. We put a case to the Commission of Human Rights in Mozambique, and we didn't have any answer yet. So we're going to question, see what happened. People disappear, and it's normal.
This is, of course, very serious, and both you and Ja, often face threats and dangers in your work. How do you handle this fact?
I think we handle because we've been doing this for many, many years, and we know the risks, and we carry on, and we be very together, and we in communication. But for us, it matures what the community there on the front line, they have. You know, how can we stop or be worried about ourselves when they are in much worse situation that we are? We need to be strong to support them and to carry on doing our work. We're not very good in analyze those things. We just move forward and try to talk about and deal as it comes.
Because since just founding, you have always put the interests and the needs of the communities you work with first. Can you share why this is so important for you?
Because I think everyone has the same rights that we do. And I do believe we live in a city, we have energy, we have a life with, even if you struggle in many ways, there's no comparison. Other people in a community, they struggle because they are voiceless. If the project comes, government, a company go there, and they didn't ask if you want. They don't have the right to say no. At this moment, we have a community that say, no, we don't want a Mapandankua dam to be built. And they just don't care. They already market the land, they step on top of them. So that's why for us it's important. We want to give voice to them. They the ones who fighting for their land, their river, and their forest. We are supporting them. We are not telling them what to do. We're there to support what they want to do and whatever decision they take. I think it's very important because if people like JA and other organizations don't do that, many communities' voices will disappear and you don't know what happened.
And of course, there are also critics. How do you respond to critics who accuse JA of being anti-development because you pursue these issues?
Yeah. We are anti-development, we're radical, we're many names, but we believe what you do and you know you're right. And when they say we anti-development, we ask what is development? It's this the development we want? We don't see development. The last report of 2022 from the United Nations about Mozambique, the poverty increased from 46% to 65%. So our question is that development that people say that we against? No. And development depends on what you want. A community might want to live the way they want.
So corporations coming in doesn't necessarily mean that the people fare better.
No, they don't. And Mozambique is a clear example what the multi-international companies are doing. There is a TET with coal. When the coal came, they promised, and everyone believed. The people believe, okay, we can have jobs, we're going to better life. Today, all the rivers are polluted. Some seasonal rivers don't exist anything. If I show you photos of where the people go and fetch the water, it's shocking. The mining is an open pit mining, and the people are there with dust and everything. The health is increasing. There's no health systems to support them. Education in Mozambique is getting worse. So is that development? But the mining is there. The companies are making money, and a few elite from Mozambique are making money. So it's developed for them, not for other people. And even if we think that this is a sort of development we want as JA, no, we need to see what the people want. It's developable for each community in every part of the world. So this is that. Cabo Delgado, I've already explained how it is. And we have many examples in Mozambique. There is not one that we know, mega project, mega infrastructures that came to a community, develop a project, and the community are happy and better. You don't see in Mozambique that. And we have another one in Xai-Xai with Chinese mining. It's horrible what happened there. Everything is polluted. The people don't have a job. They lost their land. They're still waiting for something for them.
For you, this is more of exploitation than development. What kind of development would you rather like to see in Mozambique?
I would like to see the type of development that comes from the people and what they want for each community. The city is different. Europe, it's a different world compared to Africa. 7% of our people live in the rural areas. So to develop each community probably would different the same way as energy. There's various alternatives and clean energy system that could light all Mozambique. It's not a mega dam that the energy is exported. It's not the gas that goes to be exported. So I'm not the one going to tell or impose which type of development someone wants, but I think we can have various type of development, and actually they know what they want and which type of life they want.
So we mentioned the unrest among the people. What kind of creative methods of protesting have you seen since then?
It's been amazing. It's during every week it's a new song from people that never sing, never play any instrument. There's designs, there's jokes, and one of the things they did, it's because the Frelimo is the party, they don't want to deal anymore with them, so they're making this funeral to each of from the president to the future president, and they're making all those mockery funerals, and in each
mockery funerals.
Yes, they put a photo like the president, the future president, the minister, everything, and then they do the funeral. They cry because in Mozambique the women cry, the men takes, and they do all this in every neighborhood. There is like 1, 2, or 3. What do you call in English where you put the dead people? They put flowers, they put water. So everyone that comes, they have to give water because for them it's a symbol. They're dead. We don't want you anymore, And then there's the jokes, the design. It's amazing, the creativity that comes out to all these demonstrations.
I mean, to voice their that they're very discontented with their politicians, but also to mobilize others, perhaps.
Yeah, and it's the music. It's another thing amazing. That's like every week, at least twice, we see new music coming from people that never play or anything like that. And another thing that we did, everyone in Mozambique, start from 8 to 9, depends the time. Everyone knocks the pots at the house. So in the first day was a bit of one place, the middle class in Mozambique. The second day, now, when it's time to knock the pots, it's all over. It starts knocking and goes all over the city and every city in Mozambique. It's amazing.
Every social
class. The noise is like for 1 hour. It's like, bah, bah, bah. And the president already come in public complain that they don't allow people to sleep. And we all laugh. It's not time for sleeping, So, no. But this is a fact that even the president, And this is carry on. And then the live, we call the lives is when we heard what next we need to do. And it's okay, now stop a bit the pots and then go back to the pots. But every day, it's amazing.
Very inspiring protest.
It is.
Thank you.
I hope something changes.
The unrest in the country, what does it stem from, do you feel?
The cause is because they state that the elections were fraudulent. Frelimo didn't win. This is not the first time, and this has been going for a few years. And last year, some uprising, but then people forget that. But this time, they didn't. They didn't because exactly what the so-called development that is in Mozambique, the people not gain anything, poverty is increasing, no school, no health, nothing. So the people had enough. From the assassination of the lawyer, they assassinate on the 19th the lawyer and his partner from the party. From there until today, it's been a constant demonstration. Actually, I never thought I would see that in Mozambique, because Mozambique people are very peaceful in a way. Oh, okay, let it be. We have this saying, deixa andar. It's let it be, like, this will pass, This time, for the first time, I'm 71 years old. Since the independence, never ever thought I'll see what's going on in Mozambique. And the funny thing is not only the poets, everyone from all type of lives in Mozambique had enough.
The deep frustration from not gaining anything from all these developments and international
and the solidarity also to the ones they are suffering, because I can have a house, I can have a job, but it's not fair what's going on with most people. You finish study, you don't have a job, you don't have anything. There's no future. All the small industry, it's dismantled completely. The government dismantled everything. So now there's nothing other than a mega project that cannot support all the people in Mozambique.
And what type of world do you hope that the next generation of Mozambicans will inherit?
I hope a world more just, a world everyone has the same rights, same right of education, same right of health, and the same right to say no when they don't agree on it. Respect for each other. You don't need to be rich, but you need to have the basis of substances for you. You have to have food on your plate. In Mozambique, many mothers go to sleep knowing they don't know what they gave to eat, food, dinner to the kid, and they don't know what tomorrow going to be. I don't think that that's correct to live in a world like that. And I hope the future will be more better, and we'll see the kids smiling and seeing future. Today, the kids, they went out of the school. The teacher says they're not doing exams because they're not receiving salary for I don't know how many months. And the kids are in the road. Today, kids from 12, 15 say, they don't want this. Pay the teachers. It's amazing this happening in Mozambique, never before.
And you are truly contributing to seeing this future change. Thank you so much
I hope
to
so.
Anabela Lemos here with us in Stockholm. Thank you.
I hope so.